Hi, my name is Yana Gaiv, and I've spent the last 6 years operating and growing my 2-bar restaurants in LA County. A week ago, I handed my last employee a final paycheck, and to be very honest, I don't know what's next for my business, and I'm not alone. As the days get darker for my industry, I grow more frustrated. Not because we're in a pandemic or because life as we knew it 10 months ago was ripped away from us. All of that sucks. But what sucks the most is how our political leaders have acted and reacted in this process. And while there is much longer and a more thorough conversation that needs to be had regarding the infinite, incalculable ineptitudes of these politicians, I'm here to talk about what I actually know best: the restaurant and bar industry. Bars and restaurants serve as the congregation halls of celebration, conversation, and experience. Bars and restaurants are not simply dispensaries of food and drink. We are catalysts of social evolutions through personal interactions that fill them. It's the birthday dinner, the business meeting, the bachelorette party, the retirement party, the night out with new friends, the anniversary, and the first date. All social constructs that bring us closer as human beings so that we can create memories with each other while we escape from the chaos of the outside world. Bars and restaurants are guardians of this social intimacy, and the creators and operators within these establishment walls are tasked with satiating and complementing every experience a guest has. Bars and restaurants are essential to the American economy. We employ over 15 million people. We're an industry that teaches the principles of teamwork, endurance, and craftsmanship to its employees as well as to its owners. There's no shortcuts in our business. Contrary to the perception social media has created, professionals in our industry do not receive recognition and respect for simply having a marketable personality. Personality does not factor into your success more than work ethic, determination, and discipline. The key ingredient to the success in this industry is tireless dedication. And when the pandemic hit, that dedication was put to task. In California, we were told to shut our doors on March 16th, and we did. We were told to pivot to takeout and delivery, and we did. We were told to institute new safety protocols to all staff and customers, and we did. Some of us got federal loans to cover a few months' expenses, and we were grateful. But then the chaos of contradictory leadership began. Depending on who your governor, mayor, county supervisor were, our ability to run our businesses was directly affected. The guidelines were confusing and inconsistent. Many bars and restaurants closed for good, others reopened with limitations, and most of us who kept operating invested thousands into adapting for this new reality. We did everything possible to survive, but the government support stopped. The promise of new federal funding, the promise of programs from the state, the promise of expedited permitting, the promise to communicate accurately, the majority of those promises ended up empty. All while the true hypocrisy of the political leaders shone brightly. Let's take where I'm at, LA County, California. My governor, Gavin Newsom, decided to have a multi-household indoor dining experience at one of the most prestigious restaurants in the world, while telling the public, stay home, don't interact with others, and most importantly, wear your mask inside. That was after the leading congresswoman in my state, his aunt and Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, decided the rules didn't apply to her with a private salon appointment, and then blamed the salon for setting her up when she got caught. Recently, Mayor Garcetti greenlit movie production catering tents in the same lot as Pineapple Hills Saloon outdoor dining patio, while mandating that Pineapple Hills outdoor dining be shut down.
Which is right over here.
And then there was Los Angeles County Board Supervisor Sheila Kuhl, who voted to shut down outdoor dining because it was too dangerous, and hours later decided to dine at her favorite spot in Santa Monica. Hypocrisy like this is rampant throughout the whole country. And this isn't a partisan issue. This is a ruling class versus a working class issue. At a time when we're not allowed to freely interact with the ones we love, when the people continue to lose their careers and their small businesses, it is difficult to get the energy to snap back at the bullshit because there's just such an overwhelming amount of it. But we have to. We cannot give up. And we have to use whatever means we still have to demand that our political leaders are fighting for us as hard as we are fighting for ourselves. That's their job. And there are various organizations doing amazing work in fighting back, but clearly it's not enough. So I'm here to add one more initiative as a restaurateur and as a barman because we need to make our struggle resonate louder in the halls of government buildings where they most desperately need to be heard. So, I'm asking all restaurant and bar operators and all of the supporters out there to join together to 86 politicians. If you're not familiar with the term 86, in bars and restaurants we use it every single day. And we use it for two reasons. First is when we run out of something, we 86 it. We 86 the daily special, 86 the Brussels sprouts, 86 the Merlot. The second is when someone is no longer welcome in our establishment. They've been 86'd and we reserve the right to refuse them service. For a patron, being 86 is a tough pill to swallow, which is why I think it's time all the restaurants and bars exercise the one muscle we have left and let these politicians know where they stand. 86th. Refuse service to the individuals who hold our futures in their greasy palms and continue to refuse service until they do something significant to give our industry a fighting chance. Because right now, we don't have one. Right now, politicians are the last people who deserve a professionally prepared meal or drink. Let them eat frozen dinners and fast food until they take real action in supporting our industry and the rest of the American people. I'm starting this initiative with hope in my heart that it will help, but we need your help to make it effective. First of all, if you believe in this cause, please share this video and use the hashtag 86politicians. Secondly, if you're a bar or restaurant owner, stand with this initiative and 86 the political class. If you're mayor, governor, county supervisor, congressperson, if any of those individuals are patrons of yours, let them know that their business is no longer welcome, and let them know what it feels like to be ignored. While I know that every dollar is important these days, my hope is that through our collective voice, we'll be loud enough for those in the decision-making halls of government to hear us, and more importantly, be affected by our chorus. If you're a supporter of the bar and restaurant industry, there's a few things that you can do. Step one is to continue patronizing your local, independently owned establishments. Preferably, order for pickup so that the restaurant doesn't have to pay for its profit share to a delivery service. But more importantly, order from independently owned establishments, not fast food joints and corporate chains. Those people microwave frozen food and they call it dinner. And at this point, an estimated 75% of our industry's independently owned locations will close by the beginning of next year. And the last thing you want in 2021, after everything is all said and done, is for the only options for dining out to be McDonald's and Burger King. Step two, sign the Independent Restaurant Coalition letter in support of a federal relief bill that will allocate funds directly to independent establishments. This bill already exists and currently sits stagnant on the floors of Congress like the rest of America's relief. The link to that letter is below, but if you're seeing this video where it's not, just Google independent restaurant letter and you'll find it. And step three, my favorite step because, well, it puts help directly in the hands of the people in our industry that need it the most. In the hands of people who have lost their jobs because of these lockdowns. And you also get a t-shirt because we made t-shirts. Listen, the proceeds from these t-shirts go to two places. First is a set of organizations who are helping feed people in our industry who no longer are permitted to work. And those organizations have been working tirelessly since the start of the pandemic to help relieve those who need it most. Secondly, proceeds go to the GoFundMe campaigns of restaurants and bars who need the public's help to have a chance at surviving this pandemic. So that's where this starts. I'm here in my establishment, having handed the last check to my last employee just before Thanksgiving, and I'm now standing at a bar that was once packed with energy and great people, not knowing whether I will ever see that day again where I can welcome somebody in. I hope for it, but I don't get lost in the hope, because I know that between now and then is the real fight. The fight of regular people who pour the majority of their time into their passion to knock some sense into the politicians holding on to our tax dollars. So please help by going to 86politicians.com, get your t-shirt, sign the letter to Congress, or simply donate to the ongoing effort to make a positive impact in our industry. And friends, remember to stay vigilant in living your best life. Reach out to the people you love, check in with them, and keep your mind, body, and spirit as strong as possible. And to my brothers and sisters in the industry, I raise my glass to you with love, hope, and dedication. Cheers.